Hi, I'm Big Dumb Harry, and this is the news. Despite fans doubting him all week, Kamaru Usman handed Joaquin Buckley a one-sided decision loss. Afterwards, fans stated, "That's right, wrestling is still allowed in MMA." Entering the fight as a betting underdog on a three-fight losing streak, Usman responded to critics the only way he knows how, by holding a grown man down like he's his nephew on Thanksgiving. Afterward, an emotional Usman said he felt disrespected by the fans and media. So from now on, we've agreed to only disrespect his striking. Justin Gaethje is demanding a title shot, pointing out he's 3-1 in his last 4 fights, which is a very clever way of avoiding saying that he's 3-2 in his last 5. Gaethje claims his loss to Max Holloway shouldn't count, calling it an exhibition because it was for the BMF belt. Experts agree. It certainly did exhibit something, mainly his soul leaving his body. Ali Abdelaziz clarified, when Justin wins the BMF belt, it's historic. When he loses, it's pretend. To recap Gaethje's historic run, 1 BMF victory, 2 wins against the 11th ranked guy, 1 funeral by Holloway, and somehow that earns him a title shot? Makes perfect sense if the title is King of the Mid-Tier Gatekeepers. Kris Moutinho, best known for getting beaten within an inch of his life by Sean O'Malley, returned to action this weekend. And it turns out he's still really good at that one thing. Kris Moutinho returned to the octagon only to be knocked out cold by Malcolm Wellmaker, or as the UFC calls it, a marketing investment. And just like that, Malcolm Wellmaker became Dana White's newest favorite child. Cody Garbrandt lost again last weekend, making him 3-7 since beating Dominic Cruz for the title. At this point, his nickname No Love mostly refers to the UFC matchmakers. Experts suggest it might be time for Cody to stop fighting professionally and start fighting reality. Garbrandt insists he's still got more to prove, and he's right, like proving he can land a punch after the first round. After an illegal upkick from Paul Craig, Rodolfo Bellato protested to the referee, then suddenly pretended to be knocked out. In classic Brazilian fashion, Bellato collapsed untouched and immediately demanded a red card. Fans said they'd have believed Bellato if they hadn't watched Brazil do the same thing every 4 years at the World Cup. Bellato then miraculously woke up and gave an Oscar-worthy performance by trying to wrestle the referee. Even Aljamain Sterling was like, "Alright dude, dial it back a bit." And just like that, Rodolfo Bellato didn't lose the fight, but he did lose the fans' respect. Rose Namajunas outpointed Miranda Maverick this weekend, reminding fans she still exists at flyweight. Asked how she felt after the win, Rose said, "I'm the best at putting people to sleep on a Saturday night." Rose says she's focused, confident, and back to her old self, which is great news for Pat Barry because he preferred her old self, specifically the 2010 version. And that's the news.